Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Thrive Labs, the best place to learn everything about technical analysis and the financial markets. And today we are going to be discussing Bitcoin because obviously we have seen a large drop and I'm getting messages left and right. Mike, what's going on? We're going down. It's the bull market. What's happening, right? This video is going to serve you. I'm going to calm your minds. I'm going to talk you through the price action, what levels you need to be aware of, and when we can actually take into consideration if this bull market is being cancelled. But before we do, I want to give a quick shout out to our sponsor of today's video, Deribit. Deribit is the world's largest crypto options exchange where you can buy puts and calls on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. Options are great for hedging outstanding positions, but can also be traded. If you are looking to dive into options trading, then this is the place to be, as it has the most user-friendly interface and has the best liquidity, as it is the undisputed leader in the options space within the crypto industry. If options are not your jam, however, then you can also trade traditional futures, perpetual futures, which means futures without expiry date, and spot. So there we go. Let's take a look at Bitcoin, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a look. So obviously I have jokingly put out a tweet yesterday where I said like, hey guys, what if this would happen? That would be fun, right? It was half jokingly said, but I also meant it as an actual real possibility, as some people recognize that also in the comments below that tweet. Of course, I suggested that we would first see a rise in price, but in other words, it's not really relevant, because what really made the point in this picture is that there is a potential for a very large drop to the downside, right? Very large drop to the downside. It's very possible. And the reason why this is because of multiple things. And that's what I'm going to walk you through. By the way, hit the like, leave a subscribe, and hit the notification bell button if you want to be updated in a timely manner for future videos. And it would also help out this channel massively to get the message across, right? So looking at the formation of this, as we are surpassing or hovering, better said, around all-time highs. And the way that we have started doing so is actually in a very choppy manner, right? You could even consider that ever since we have embarked post $50,000, right? Ever since we have broken up, obviously this has been a massive increase in price. But as we are approaching and starting to hover around all-time highs, we have not really, in my personal opinion, seen a real convincing break of all-time highs. Yet we are trading at all-time high territory. However, if we start to look at this consolidation that we embarked on from the 24th of March, really around the sorry, my apologies. Around the beginning, the first week of March and the last week of February, really, we really started to lose a little bit of that momentum, right? We did not see these big increases in prices, high consolidation, and fast continuation, right? We saw that crawling up until at some point the trend is simply starting to lose steam. And if you take everything into account, you do have to take in absolute consideration that we have been basically up only since August 2023. Up only, all the way to new all-time highs. At some point, you need to start thinking about, okay, how long can this continue pretty much up in a straight line? What am I meaning when I'm talking about a straight line? I'm talking about the monthly chart. We haven't seen a proper consolidation or retracement ever since. Now, obviously, this becomes at some point rather unsustainable, and it is more than healthy for price to see at least some kind of a correction relatively. Well, I would say it's more healthy when we get it sooner than if we just simply continue to go straight up. Obviously, high prices is great, right? Everybody wants that. As a trader myself, I love bull markets more than bear markets. But we have to face the reality. When price is just simply going up in an unsustainable way, the drops will be very nasty. And this does set us up for that perfect opportunity where we have tested support. In the process of doing so, building actual relatively weak structure, right? So we've tested support, but we haven't really corrected. We're still advancing in this trend. As a result, we are starting to form that unhealthy form of consolidation that indicates that, especially in this entire section of the chart, momentum is actually fading away, right? So we also do need to take into account, we do need to look at history. I see many narratives being pushed out here on the internet right now. Are we in a bull market? Are we in a bull market that's bigger and better and faster than the previous ones? Maybe, but maybe not. But in the end, it's all speculation. It's all just what people want to happen. Everybody wants it to go up. Everybody wants it, it's quite insane. So therefore, my message of this video here today is look at the facts. Look at what happened at previous all-time highs. Here we have a chart. The truth lies in there. I've marked out here the previous all-time highs. The all-time high of 2013, and here at the all-time high of $20,000 back in 2017. Now, if we zoom in into these all-time high sections, we can already see that we have actually seen literally like some messing around this level, even breaking all-time highs, very similar to what we are currently actually seeing. Very similar. Breaking that all-time highs and just messing around and about this all-time highs, even seeing a fairly deep retracement of, at that moment in time, was probably close to about 30, as I expected, 30% retracement, right? So, and only after that, only after literally like about 2 to 3 months of chopping and messing around that all-time high. And I'm talking here about the larger time frame, because on the day trading time frame, these are massive moves. And of course, as day traders in our community, thrivelabs.io, it's here in the bottom of the screen, right? You can find that link. That's where we teach all technical analysis and also how we day trade our way through. Those are obviously major opportunities there. But if we look at the overall development of the price, right, of whether this bull market still looks strong or if it's the end, it does take some time to eventually finally break through definitively and make a higher time frame advancement, right? So now let's move over to the next all-time high, where we can see pretty much exactly the same thing, right? This is a 3-day chart. Let me cut off just a little section so that we can zoom in into some slightly more detail over here, where we do also here tap this all-time high for the first time. We see a fairly big retracement. I believe this was about, let's say, 10 to 15 maybe. Oh, it was actually a 16% retracement. So pretty close. I'm eyeballing these percentages here, ladies and gentlemen. And as we are simply just hovering around for, well, literally also, again, 2 whole months, before actually definitively breaking that trend to the upside and embarking on that major bull run. So why would this time be different? Why would this time be different? Let us mark out this all-time highs. It makes me giggle a little bit, because, this time is different, right? It is not. It is exactly the same if we just look at the price action. Look at what is going on here, ladies and gentlemen. We are jabbing into this all-time highs. We see this really big retracement over here, right? We see this really big retracement over here. 15% decline. Then we start retesting it, very technically backtesting it, but losing momentum by failing to actually make a new high and stay there, and just going and dropping back on and about. So how is this actually different than all the previous times that we have reached all-time highs on Bitcoin? You tell me in the comments below. All right, so how can we now start to look for actual real weakness in the charts? There's a few things that we can take a look at. Simply put, we can mark out our support levels and resistance levels. And as long as we stay below that latest all-time high, set here at $73,500, and as long as we stay above 61, let's make it $61,000 just to make it a little bit more easy. As long as we stay within those levels, then the trend remains still up, despite the fact that this is actually a very large consolidation area. It is a 16% region, but as long as we stay above there, the structure overall, meaning that the overall macro uptrend remains simply intact, and there's absolutely nothing to worry about, and the bull market is not cancelled at all. Even one bit, right? So this creates a potential great environment to just be day trading around and waiting for that larger picture to play out. And that is what we do each and every day in our trading community, right? We also don't like to spread our eggs all in one basket. That is why we use multiple exchanges. And if you check those links down in the description of this video below, you will find those exchanges that I use on a daily basis. And if you use those links, you are you're getting some nice benefits and discounts, which can save you a lot of extra money if you're trading. More than that, moreover, all that I'm saying here is I think there's really not that much to worry about. We are seeing a drop in price. However, it is all within boundaries. And also, we do see a major increase in volume over here. We do see over hundreds of millions of people trading here in this section. And it also means that this is a price where people see this at the moment, and this can change in a whim, right? But at the moment and for the last few days, people do perceive this as a reasonable price to trade. Therefore, it is very likely that we are maybe seeing some more downside, but overall, people are interested in trading in this section. So as long as people are interested in trading in one single section, then there's also no real need for price to actually trade lower. But there's also no real need for price to actually trade higher. And that is how the psychology in the market goes. This is going to go on for a while until that sentiment will change. People think, now it's time for Bitcoin to go higher. And that would be a unanimous decision in the making. Not people writing out on Twitter that they say that Bitcoin is going to go higher. Not people shouting left and right that it's going to go to 1 million. People actually taking trading decisions and deciding that, okay, it is time to trade higher. That will progress the price. Not what people want, not what people think, not what people say. The data that is coming here in software such as these ones, the order flow software that we use on a daily basis, that is going to tell us when the momentum is actually picking up here in the moment. We can see the orders live coming in. We can see this person longing with $268,000. We can see this person shorting here with $18,000. That is where the truth lies. This is the beating heart of the market. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how we get our edge. So, in summary, this time, in my personal opinion, from somebody who has been trading these markets for 7 or 8 years straight, this time is not different. It looks exactly the same as the previous times that we've traded all-time highs, right? We are currently in a correction, which I deem very healthy, which brings us to a very important support level of $61,000. $60,000 is give or take is also fine. As long as we hold that level, the immediate uptrend remains up, and I foresee simply higher prices. However, until we are effectively below $73,500, we remain more or less in a sideways piece of price action. Now, if we reclaim the level, obviously we are leaving this decision-making area, and we can look for all-time highs next, such as $80,000, which for me is an important level to at least be aware of. And then to the downside, if we start losing that $60,000, then it is very possible that we are going to see a longer lasting and larger correction for some time to come. However, as you can see, we are over 10% away from this level. And by the time we hit that level, it's time most likely for a new video, as that will be very unlikely that will happen today. Ladies and gentlemen, hopefully this serves you well. If you're interested, learning more about this, you want to have some guidance in the market, you want to invest some in your education to learn a lifelong lasting skill, visit our website, thrivelabs.io. You can see the link here in the screen below or in the description of the video below. And I'll be happy to give you your guidance that you need in order to become a profitable trader and gain yourself a skill that lasts for a lifetime, no matter the market conditions. And with that, I'm out. Happy weekend and see you in the next one. Cheers.